It's like 90 degrees out today, so I'm meeting Caroline up for an evening session at somewhat of a long-standing boulder project for us. And it's got me wondering if projecting is really the best use of my time. Bye, baby. If you've been watching any of my recent videos, you know that a core tenet of my climbing training philosophy is low volume, high intensity climbing, mostly bouldering and mostly outdoors. So that typically means I only have like 2 sessions a week. So how I spend that time is really important to my ultimate progression. A lot of people seem to think or suggest that you shouldn't spend too much of your time climbing near your limit, maybe only 10 or 20%, and that the rest or most of your time should be spent climbing sort of submaximal routes that expose you to a lot of different techniques and maybe build up your endurance and some other stuff. I'm not really sure that I agree with that. In fact, I feel like maybe it should be reversed, and if anything, you spend the majority of your climbing time on more limit bouldering projects. Since I've only been doing like 2 sessions a week, most of my climbing time means either one or both of those sessions, or once in a while I'll do 3 sessions in a week and my 3rd session will be the alternative one. But most weeks I'm just looking for 2 limit boulder sessions and a lot of rest in between. There are a few things that I look for like the perfect boulder project. I don't want it to take too many sessions where I get caught up on that boulder for a long time and either risk injury because I'm repeating the same cruxy little tweaky move over and over again, or I start to get to a point where I'm not really learning anything new that can be applied more broadly across all of my climbing, but instead I'm just fine-tuning the details on that one specific boulder. It's really good to learn how to fine-tune the details for later on, but ultimately I feel like you start to waste a little time that you could be progressing more, both physically and technically, but instead you're progressing just specifically on that boulder. That said, I also don't want it to be too few sessions, because if I send in just a session or 2, it's likely that it didn't force me to work near my physical limit, or perhaps it didn't force me to improve or learn on any techniques as well. I've already had a handful of sessions on this boulder, so I know it's not going to be too easy. Start slow in the pit with thuggy compression moves on pretty good holds until eventually posting up on some crimps and tacking a few big moves to the top.
Left hand, right hand in this Waco. Your feet are out here. Bump to this. That's where I hit my head. Grab that. Compression with the feet. Compressioning here. 3-finger pocket. Bump. Bring the heel up. Lean over. Bump. Toe hook down here in a Waco. Either straight up or crimp and then up. Got that little knob there. And then jug. And it's over.
Caroline started working on this direct line a little bit because Trevor was wanting to climb it, and then he was working on the adjacent V7/8 after he sent Hobble Cobble direct. At the time, I wouldn't say it was really Caroline's style at all, but over the last year and some change, she's probably had 8 to 10 sessions on this boulder, and over that time period, she's come to love and be quite good at this thuggy, overhanging style. I've had a few sessions on Hobble Cobble direct. Basically took me a session to learn each individual move. Nice.
Good warm up.
Yeah.
Oh man, that feels so burly. Nice.
Okay. It is painful without much of a proper warm-up. It's like, I know I'm pulling a little too hard. Listen to that slap. This is a pretty sweet boulder. Okay.
Okay. That feels, dare I say, doable.
Caroline was pretty much in the same spot as me when she started, taking a session or more to learn each individual move. It kind of looks almost easy and smooth and second nature now, but there's a lot of effort and time that's going in behind the beta you're seeing now. Woo.
Oh man, like I'm doing it, but it feels like hard.
Yeah, well, it's been a few months.
Yeah.
How many sessions are you on here? Like 8, 9, 10?
Probably 15.
15, yeah. Over those 15 sessions, Caroline has really locked down her beta pretty well. Her warm-up, quote-unquote, usually entails pulling on from the start and slapping all the way through the first crux move or 2. Me, on the other hand, I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to handle the crux, which is a little different from the way Trevor and Caroline do it. It fits my style better to first make a big bump with the left hand, then bring in the right for the narrower compression. Yeah, and then I'll figure it out. Oh, then I bump in.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my foot up on that slab, You had yours on the stone.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I think you could move up from that position.
There are a few things that I think make this boulder a good project, and one thing that I don't like so much, but let's start with the positives. First off, this boulder requires a lot of strength and tension throughout the body, not just the fingers. My fingers get worked on pretty much every outdoor boulder, so it's nice to make it a little more well-rounded.
Oh man, I'm just not as tight on it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, I feel myself like hanging on.
That's how I feel. My chest is further away from the
Yeah.
rock, sagging back, and it really makes a difference, it
Yeah.
seems. Neither of us are in peak bouldering condition at the moment. I spent most of the winter snowboarding, and Caroline had a couple of weeks off while they were in Chicago, so each of these moves is really feeling hard. And the best part is I feel like I've got very little injury risk even while trying really hard, especially on these compression moves in the overhang down low. The red point crux here definitely seems a little riskier, so I try to be really warmed up for that. I think that's not gonna work.
I think, yeah.
I'm like really stretched out. Yeah, it's no good.
On the knob, you move it up the slab. Now take the toe hook.
Oh man. I'm being mindful not to overdo it, but I do want to increase my crimp strength, so this is great for that. I definitely was full crimping before on that thing.
Yeah.
It kind of was this time, but... I know I'm working really hard on this boulder because I've only done like 15 moves so far, a lot of them in isolation, and I'm already getting gassed. Let's see what Caroline's got left in the tank. Honestly, 15 sessions is more than ideal, but Caroline kind of just got sucked into this one.
I'm a little bitch.
Is that rain?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm gonna get one really quick, go let that top move and that'll wrap it up.
Alright, that'll wrap it up.
Big move, come on. Yep, yeah, come on, yes, yes.
All right, get your foot in there. To the left. To the left a little bit, up. Oh,
I hit the move I wanted.
You manifested it.
The right project is definitely worth your time, but I'm big on not overdoing it, as you might know from some of these other videos.